paying farmers more is just not enough. Burundi, the place where I was born and raised, is famous for its drummers. Today, however, I'm going to speak about something less well known about my country. It's coffee and the business model of JNP Coffee that uses coffee to help my people build better lives and sustainable communities. This model, however, would not be possible without the partners, and I will tell you more about these supportive, life-affirming relationships in just a moment. But first, a few basic facts about Burundi and JNP Coffee to set the stage. Burundi is a small landlocked country of more than 11 million people, located in the heart of Africa. Rwanda is north of it, Tanzania is to the east, and DRC to the west. JNP Coffee is an American-based company trading specialty coffee from Burundi since 2012. Burundi has excellent conditions for growing quality coffee. Altitude varying between 4,000 to 6,000 feet above sea level or 1,400 to 18 meters above sea level, perfect sunny mornings and afternoons, cool evening temperatures, enjoying a rainfall between 1,300 and 16 millimeters per year. The volcanic soil is full of nutrients, ideal for Bourbon coffee varietal. With a land mass of about 10,000 square miles or 28 square kilometers, Burundi is a little larger than the state of Maryland. The country is generally overpopulated with few employment opportunities. There are many very small farms where crops are typically tended by women. In its history, Burundi has been plagued by poverty, violence, and genocide. Its people rank among the hungriest on the planet. They lack basic education and opportunity. Only 2% of the population have higher degrees in education. Most people only attend elementary school. So how does the coffee industry operate in Burundi? Uneducated women do most of the work. However, men typically take the cherries to the nearby wet mills. They receive the receipt for each delivery. They also collect a payment on the due date. On the process, women have done all the work, are marginalized. We are trying to change that. At JNP Coffee, we believe that specialty coffee can be a tool to lift people out of poverty by creating financial opportunities. As a green coffee sourcing company, our business model is based on this fact. Quality makes things more possible. Global markets pay higher price for quality coffee. Farmers are our partners and deserve to share in our financial success. That success is due to the partnership nurtured over the years. Without the work of the Cup of Excellence competition to Burundi in 2012, there would not be a global awareness of Burundi quality coffee. Without Burundi Friends International, we would not have been able to connect with members of the IWCA and learn what women coffee farmers needed to succeed. Without Project Concern International, Global, we would not have been able to provide the financial literacy training to those farmers earning second payment for producing high-quality coffee. It has taken careful collaboration to achieve what we have done so far. The story starts with Paul Sanger, of Paul Sanger and Associate. He called bringing the first Cup of Excellence competition to Burundi step number one in creating a culture of quality coffee in a country like Burundi. Established to discover and reward top coffee farmers, the Cup of Excellence brought to Burundi coffee quality into the spotlight and creating a long-term marketplace relationship critical to sustaining the industry. Paul told me that it took 2 years just to prepare for the first competition. They hired and trained local people as cuppers, but they couldn't find any good coffee to train the taster. He kept asking, where is the quality coffee? When no one answered, they had to bring in coffee from outside for training purposes. Then, just before the first competition, the good coffee suddenly appeared, ready to compete. This Cup of Excellence competition proved that the quality coffee was there all along and also confirming the potential of Burundi coffee growers. Paul praised the sparkling acidity of Burundi coffee, and he summed it up this way for me. Quality brings money, benefit for farmers, local and well-paying jobs, and pressure on the rest of the supply chain to step up the game. Another key collaborator for us is Burundi Friends International. a nonprofit organization that I helped found in 2007, years before I even had my own coffee company. BFI mission grew from the deep need that I felt to help the people of my country. Burundi Friends International, or short for BFI, focuses on education, economic empowerment that are so key to building self-sustaining communities. BFI and a village of volunteers has impacted tens of thousands of people in Burundi. The current executive director of Burundi Friends International, Julie Martner, stresses the importance of listening to women. When we first started our work in Burundi, and in some respect, this remains true today, she said, women in Burundi are viewed as property. They had no right, are married off to a dowry, had nothing, and do most of the work and stay home and have their babies. But these women are also often victims of violence. Because of this fact, their goals have to be short. How do I survive today? When we start BFI, she said, we begin by listening to the women, members of the Advocacy of Burundi. We listen to them expressing their needs. And we began to understand the forces and the work on women and youth. They are so marginalized in Burundi culture that any progress with these groups can create benefits for the entire family and possibly future generations. In 2003 and 2013, these women told us that they needed goat for milk and to sell food. We raised $8,000 and were able to provide a pair of goats to 100 women, which provided some income and food. The women told us that it was a success. Based on that first project, we were able to raise $40,000 to begin a financial literacy program for women, coffee farmers, and youth in the country. When we told the women that we were going to start an education program, they said, "Give us the money," but we didn't. Instead, in 2014, we brought in Project Concern International, or PCI Global, another important collaborator and contributor to our success. PCI Global brought to Burundi their women empowerment program called WE, which provide financial literacy education to both women coffee farmers and youth. WE is a globally proven methodology to help women empower themselves by building social cohesion and learning financial literacy skills that they use to create changes in their own lives and their own communities. What do we hear now from these women? They tell us we're not training them fast enough. What a wonderful outcome. More people want to be educated, and more people gain the opportunity to dream about their future. Beyond the goat, our work, women coffee farmers, began with the members of the AWCA and a premium program for their high quality coffee. Here is how the process works. In Burundi, women and men farmers bring the coffee to the washing stations and they are paid for the cherries at the price set annually by the government based on the sea market. Then we work with the local representatives at the wet mills to separate, record, and process the specific lot of cherries that we process later as green coffee. Each day lot has a unique identity and is kept separately throughout the wet and drying process, as well as packaging and shipping, this providing full traceability. At the end of the harvest, we return and pay each farmer a premium, or called bonus as well, based on the specific kilograms of cherries that they contribute to that day lot. It is critical that we make direct payment to the farmers, mostly women who grew the coffee. Of course, there are situations where a woman cannot attend, and her husband or representative will collect her premium for her. I should also note here that the AWC Burundi chapter, which set to benefit women, is an inclusive organization, and more than 30% of the members are men. Their goal is to empower people and build more communities and not create more division. This premium for growing quality coffee is so inspirational for the women in this program. Most of them have never earned money in their lives. Over the last 6 years, JNP Coffee has paid more than $250,000 directly to the women farmers in the form of second payment. JNP Coffee leveraged the existence of the AWCA Burundi chapter so that member can learn to produce better quality. We empower them by paying premium for their high quality coffee and then bring them financial literacy education so that they can make good decisions about their income. So we are helping women move from the reality of how will I survive today to I have the dream to have a better future. Paying more for the coffee is important, but it's not enough. Our business goal at JNP Coffee includes investing in critical initiatives that may be external to our business, but so critical to our farmer partners. In order for people to improve their lives, they must have some basics opportunities, such as the ability to work in groups, build a social network, be educated and trained, and ultimately become self-empowered. This can only be achieved through the collaboration of our partner organization, and therefore to help the people prepare themselves for a better life. I had mentioned earlier about a key collaborator for the Women's Empowerment, or WE, Financial Literacy Initiative. Caroline Kenny, the program implementer, has spent time in Burundi for the WE program. She told me that PCI organization has been working globally for over 60 years now in 13 countries with 1.4 million members. PCI WE initiative put equal emphasis on economic and social empowerment. Caroline says that there is a magical combination between individual empowerment, collective empowerment, and access to financial assets that drives their work. In Burundi, PCI unique collaboration with Coffee and the WE initiative has helped form over 60 different investment groups, creating impact for more than 1,300 women. Rural women in general have little access to financial services. They are underestimated and yet have great power. The WE program goal is to help people create transformative power in their individual lives by building social cohesion. For many members, the biggest draw for getting involved initially is the lack of access to money. WE is a self-determination program. Each group's constitution, goals, and meeting structures are all set by members. It is a self-funded, and each member provides her own funds. This success comes from within. Empowerment becomes a self-generating feeling. Caroline knows that it's working for the women once she hears their story. Now, let's hear one woman's story. Pauline Ntachomurikira is a Burundian coffee farmer. Pauline has enthusiastically participated in the IWCA and WE programs that were available to her, has made the effort to grow in her personal life, to become self-empowered. She is now a key position in the coffee sector and is a coffee community organizer. I recently had the opportunity to speak with Pauline, and she told me about the impact coffee has had on her life. Wiyumviriye ibintu byo mu buzima n'umuryango wawe n'akazi kawe, ikintu kiri ku mutima gose kuri wowe ni ikihe?
Mu buzima bwanje no ku mutima wanje, ubuzima bw'iwanje bunini bwaturutse ku ikawa. Narabona yuko iwacu bashoye ikawa ariho batwambika, nta handi hakunda kuva amahera atari mu ikawa. Nicyo gituma nkura rero ndazibona ko arizo zifise akamaro mu rugo. Nanjye nca ndazikunda gutya, nguma ndazikunda gushika ngiye no kubaka, nguma ndazikunda, ndaziheraho tudandaza izumye, kabona ugiye kugideni yayitega igipimo cy'ikawa. Nkavuga nti ntagitera sinzoronka icyo ntega kugira ngo nanjye ngire ubuzima nk'abandi. Hanyuma ndiko kwanduruka ndaziteye zaragezaho n'ikawa ziwanje zibiza kabiri mu Burundi. Cananduruka nurira indege, ndagenda mu ndege baranyereka ibindi bihugu, ndavuga nti kawinyurije indege. Ubu rero nzokunda ikintu cyiswe ikawa. Niho nacanza ntanshingisha ishirahamwe ry'abakenyezi, abakenyezi babarimye bikawa. abagabo babo nabo baca baravuga ati Paulina icyo tubwiye ntitucyanka ni mu mwitabe mwishyirahamwe ryo kurima ikawa ry'abagore gushika rero n'umunsi iwacu nje gutuma ubona yatsimbataye cyane ino umukenyezi arakunda ikawa kandi igipimo cy'umukenyezi usanga ari cyiza gusumbya n'ibindi bipimo by'abagabo.
This year, BFI and PCI have announced an announcement of a major expansion of the WE program in Burundi, creating 128 new saving groups to serve an additional 3,040 rural women like Pauline, with financial training and support, along with 160 members to build positive masculinity and maintain inclusivity. So, what comes with self-empowerment? We see collaboration yield more collaboration. Pauline and other women coffee farmers got together in 2019 to build the first women coffee farmers wet mill in Kayanza. The coffee quality is stellar. The hard work and love for coffee is evident in each macrolot. Most of these women farmers, as beneficiary of the premium and financial literacy education, now have other small businesses to complement the coffee, making their livelihood with coffee sustainable, creating more opportunities for others, and building their own communities. Beginning of 2020, we added a new program that will make it possible to help more people build better lives with coffee by expanding to more farmers, women, youth, and men who are ready to change. We have named this program Dushime. Dushime in Kirundi means let's give thanks and express our gratitude for continuing success for our work with our partners in Burundi. Thanks to our premium programs, another group of Muslim women and men in Gozi got together few years ago to embark on producing some of our most sought after natural coffees. We are expanding our collaboration with our partners and others. We'll be sponsoring key certification with our farmer partners, bringing coffee education to more youth in the communities where we are sourcing our coffee to ensure future generations stay at home and provide a sustainable coffee industry in Burundi. As a child growing up in Burundi, my mother would tell me the story of her family growing coffee in Gozi Province. She would tell me how the whole family helped harvest the crop and how the money they receive for their coffee pay for the cost of her schooling as well as her siblings. For many years, I forgot about these stories as I was one of the fortunate ones to receive an education, move to the US, attend college, and graduate school. Years later, I somehow ended up at the Cup of Excellence competition in Burundi. I think you know where the story goes. Thanks to collaborative work with these dedicated partners, the circle is both complete and never ending. There is still so much to do, but we believe we're all here to make a difference.